Okay, what I'm doing right now is I am actually putting stuff on my Jeep so that uh, these. I'm doing some ink oil right now too. I'm making sure to preserve the leather on my Jeep. So we're gonna put that down like that. Sorry, my picture's not the greatest. Oops, I guess I can put that down. Just give me a second here. All right, so let's do this. All right. And as you'll be able to see, I'm using a mink oil right now. We're gonna check this one out, see if this one's any good. And if it is, great. If not, I missed that little piece they used to have on here that pries it open. There we are. So as you can see, mink oil is white in the middle. But what I want to do now is I want to do some leather seats here. I do my own work so that I don't ever like to rely too much on other people doing stuff for me, so that I can get it done. So let us now. Mink oil preserves, and since Jeeps, a lot of times, once after this winter goes, I need to make sure that the stitching and everything is okay. And so what I'm doing right now is I am going to get a nice healthy coat on here. I want to be careful not to change the leather color, but once we get this all in there, my dog's looking at me like I'm crazy right now. And he would pretty much be right. I am crazy, but it's like a glove. I try to get it on there so I can actually spread it out easier. But you're supposed to use certain applicators, but I use old clothes. I try to save money wherever I can. So we're gonna apply the applicator on there. I use several different kinds of oil and different kinds of conditioner for my seats. This right now is to waterproof it because we got the Veterans Parade coming up next week, and the reason why is because if it rains or something, my seats will be okay. But you also want to concentrate on the stitching areas so that when it gets wet, the stitching is waterproofed. And that's another reason why I do it. Now I'll put a nice healthy coat on, and then when it dries, I will go back over and I will then wipe it all back off. Okay, so here we go. There we are. So as you can see, now I'm going to do the top part, and we will. So the headrest, I put nice. You have to do all the seats at the same time, so as to never change the color. So the colors will always be the same on your seats. Okay. But this, especially for trick-or-treating tonight, will give it a nice waterproof when I have if any water gets on or any of the kids get in there. So as you can see, you want to go about where the stitching is for the leather. And I'm going to get some seat protectors, even though I do this all the time, but there's some seat protectors for storage, meaning I can put more stuff on these things. And it'll be nice in storage. Right now, I'm just using regular mink oil. And I know there's people out there that this is cowhide, and my family's been farmers for years, so cows are awesome. Go figure it. Hi. That's your dog hide, huh, Spiky? No, I'm just kidding. My dog is looking at me like, what are you doing? And let's see here. Put a little more down here. I try to, you gotta get the areas where it gets the most moisture. It's funny because my daughter's hair, when her hair's wet, it gets on these back seats. So, you also want to think of the things that you normally want to think of, such as like kids and spillage, but also if they're wet, they're at the pool or something. So what I do is those are the things I take into account. And I make sure that everything is plush. There's no smoking allowed in my vehicle because no one smokes in my family. Because that is very, very hard on leather, by the way. I don't know if you guys know much about how leather works, but it is very, very hard on leather if you're a smoker. And I've never been a smoker, but I've got friends in the military and the Marine Corps that are smokers. Alright. and their vehicles look terrible from just changes the color and everything else. So anyway, now I'm going to go to the back of the seat and I'm going to get the back here. And my dog's still looking at me like I'm crazy, but she's got every right to do that. I got some storage stuff on here. Take off real quick. There you go. There. Alright, so as you can see, yeah, as you can see, oh, that's the light that's doing it, huh? Both of them are kind of shining in a weird angle, but you got to make sure to get all sides of these seats. I'm taking a break from work right now by doing this, because I want to make sure that stitching is nice and waterproofed. So, and then later, once I'll give it an hour or two to dry, and then I'll come back out again, and I will do it all over again. But this time I'm just going to polish it, like you're polishing something. So, but you want to get all the pockets and the seams, because wherever you don't put it is more than likely where it'll start come unraveled after a couple years. There we are. So, let's see here. There we are. Get that up there. Hello, everybody. I am definitely a dad. I do some crazy things sometimes. But I want to make sure that I preserve my vehicle, because I like my vehicle. It gets me where I need to go, and it's very reliable. And if you take care of your vehicle, it'll take care of you. It's one of those things. There's some people, they just get a vehicle and they're like, hey, whatever, and they just don't care. However, if you take care of your vehicle in turn will always take care of you, because you're keeping proper maintenance on it. And if anybody ever know of a good mechanics, I know lots of them that are really great, and I always give it suggestions on where to go and everything. Now, we are going to sound deaden this Jeep later on in 2018 with Second Skin Audio once again. So far, I've never found another company that can top their products. I know a lot of companies out there say they can, but when you actually compare everything side by side, they cannot. And so I like to do that. There we are. Now remember, if you don't get everything and the sun beats down on this stuff, like in the summertime, it will change the color of the leather. Not this won't, but the sun will, because the sun bleaches, sun bleach and stuff like that. It will have an effect. So keep that in mind when you're putting this on, to make sure to keep it even. And when you're getting it all out or whatnot in the seams, the sun does damage to all of our vehicles, and it has nothing to do with global warming. It's just the sun, man. Okay, think of your skin, what it does to your skin. Leather is animal skin. So, simple as that, What do you expect from animal skin? There we go. Back sides are not as important as the front, but you still don't want the changing of colors. There we go. Alright. I think I got all the seams. Make sure it's all waterproofed. There we are. Now remember, kids put stuff on these things. Their feet get on there, which means there's water on the bottom of their feet and everything. So it's something to keep in mind as you're cleaning, conditioning it. So I'll do all that. There we are. Oops. Man, that thing don't want to work right. And then while I'm back here, I might as well get the driver's side. Oops, don't get that on there. There we go. That looks good. Driver's side will probably be your most, because you're on there all the time, and everybody thinks that, because I'm a driver, I'm perfect. No, that's usually the side that gets dirty the most. Not because you're a better driver, it's because you're in it all the time, man. Use common sense. Common sense, common knowledge, all that good stuff, right?